Um,
Jeez.
well, I mean,
Okay, mommy. I'll make you bacon.
okay. How do you feel about interracial dating? As a black man in the, 2013 or whatever, how do you feel about interracial dating?
What's wrong with it?
Okay.
My opinion is you don't people need to set aside what lies in your heart. You're not falling in love with a person's skin color.
Mm-hmm.
You're falling in love with what that person's heart is, what that heart is all about. That person can be polka dotted and from the planet Mars. But damn, I just love the way she this, that, and the other. Man, I am in love.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, now in reverse, then as a black man, how do you feel about a woman of color, dating a man from a different race?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, so then that's good.
Doesn't matter. I mean, love has no boundaries. Love has no color lines.
Okay.
We were supposed to be born without color lines. Unfortunately, history has forced us into having all kind of insecurities and hang-ups about a person's cultures, standards, creed, color, race, and all kinds of shit. Unfortunately, we have that age from way back when stemming on today. But we got to be as people and say, look, we were supposed to be not created that way, so I'm going to step myself out the box and go with God's creative ways wants us to really be. Okay. And that's without no color lines, and you fall in love with the person that your heart is intended to.
I hear you, but I have to say that, and I respect your answers, but for some reason, brothers do have a problem with sisters, dating, different races of men.
Too bad.
You could say that all you want to, but that's just your opinion. But a lot of, it goes both ways too, because there's some women, black women, have a problem with seeing black men dating outside their race. There's some women do have a problem with that.
You know what I say to that? Get over it.
Right. It is get over it. Absolutely. Absolutely. But see, I think from a black woman's standpoint, I think the reason why black women have a problem with it is because some black men, not all of them, some of them, because one thing you have to factor in too, our men have wronged us to a degree. Black men, not all of them, but some black men, let me clarify that, some black men have wronged us to a degree. They have, taken us for granted, misused us, treated us crazy, this, that, and other. And then some of them will, be in an interracial relationship, but then some of them will still want to come over and dibble and dab sexually with a black woman. But for show or for whatever, or your heart or whatever, okay, you with a white or Caucasian, I mean, I want to say Caucasian, I don't want to say white, Asian or whatever have you, but then they still want to cheat on their women and still come back to black women. But then some of them claim that they're so angry with us. There are so many men that come out of their mouths and say some real fucked up shit in reference to sisters, And so, and then when now it's getting so bad now, the way things are and the way a lot of black men aren't stepping up, and it's leaving our women to basically be alone or to date another woman or to just simply, downgrade our standards and be with somebody that we feel that, whatever's the case. So it's like us dating outside of our race, I don't think our men know. Because when a sister, especially a well put together, well beautiful, bomb ass, this and that, and she's walking with a white man, right off the top, first thing that come out of niggas' mouth is he got to be paying. It got to be an escort. She rolling with him because of his dough. She ain't really loving him. She with him for the money, and that's wrong. But and then on the flip side
is that women will put it out there that sometimes they only with that person of another race just for the money.
Well, and that's
and
wrong.
Women put
That's
that out there,
but
like,
that's
because
wrong.
that's wrong for them to do. Because then that's like, well, wait a minute. First, you're saying that you don't you're losing you're losing the black men, but I know plenty of brothers out there that got that good game too. So why is it all of a sudden a double standard?
Well, what do you mean a double standard? The way,
Oh shit.
I mean, let me stand before a whole bunch of women and just say we are sick and tired of the foolishness, and we're sick and tired of our men. Basically, black men want to fuck us. You know, we good for fucking, but then and black men will they'll come like a thief in the night, knocking on our doors and shit, want pussy in the middle of the night. But then half of them don't want to treat you halfway right in the daytime and on some blade type shit. It's a whole bunch of shit going on, you know, that our sisters are subjected to, and I don't think it's fair. And
No,
then
it's not.
when some black men reach a certain status, then it seems like we're no longer good enough. You know, and it's like, and then black men will say, some black men will say, well, when I was trying to date black women, they didn't want us, and they didn't want us. And so Becky was the one that took me and loved me for who I was, regardless to whatever my pockets was and all that. No, there's a whole bunch of black women that's coveting men that are broke.
Then back up. Then there's the question right there. What were you when you got with Becky? What were you when you got with Becky? What were you when you was trying to get with that black woman versus what were you when you was trying to get with Becky? Were you broke and had nothing in your pockets when you was trying to get Sister Veronica, or was you broke and out of pocket and homeless when you got with Becky?
The verdict is still out with that. I mean, we can go on forever with that.
Yeah,
because just like some sisters be like, you know, well, he's only with her because she got good credit. And that doesn't mean that all, you know, women of different nationalities have bomb-ass credit. That don't have to be totally accurate. But then let me have a piece of that bacon, Papa. But that doesn't necessarily mean, okay, you date out of your race, it's going to be some type of financial come up, because that's not always the case. Baby, this is not done. This ain't done. No, you're going to have worms all in your belly. That's pork. That is pork. Turn the fire down. You cooking it too high. When you cook it too high, you burning it, the crispy, but the fat ain't done. Now, I'm going to ask you to put that on number 2 and start that again, because all that right there is you're going to have runs later on. Anyway, okay. Next question. Natural hair or not?
What?
Do you like women with dreads? On the East Coast, they call it something like a twist out. Natural hair, you know, you don't see that often here. That's why you're looking like you're looking. But they quit perming their hair. Like, okay, like when I don't have my units on, and you see me walking around the house, like the other day, you was like, well, baby, why don't you put a hot comb through it? And so I was like, well, shit, you got to talk about, well, shit, back in the day, it was called kunk and all that old type of shit. Okay.
That's what guys would get.
Okay.
That's what the men were getting.
That's what the men.
But same thing, it's a perm. It's the same thing, it's a perm.
Right. So what I'm saying is, how do you feel about women with natural hair? With the little afro and the little,
You know what? It distinctively is beautiful on a lot of women, on certain women. Certain women can really wear the short little afros, or the little, like bobby cuts, what they would call short cuts or whatever. And some women just don't have that look for it. I like a natural looking hair look.
Okay.
It's beautiful. And I also like the natural afro look. There are some women that are just gorgeous with it.
Okay.
But it depends on it. I don't know. It just depends on it depends on the woman's features.
What about the dreads? The dreadlocks?
Dreadlocks, that depends, because dreads could look really, really nice if they're clean. Because there are some that where and it looks dull, it looks matted, it just doesn't look clean. I do like dreadlocks, don't get me wrong. but it has to be clean. It can't look all with, you know, yesterday pillow fuzz and cattails on the other end and, you know, shit like that. No, it has to be clean.
Okay. Well, what about our sisters with weaves and wigs and 42730, Malaysian this right here and Alibaba and AliExpress and this, that, and that. What about that right there?
It works. It works to a degree, because eventually you got to take it off to go to bed or do whatever you got to do. You got to either change it, take it off, or redo it, or whatever.
Okay.
But if it's working for your self-esteem, and it's working for your personality, and it's working for you to manage it to where you ain't got to go out and monthly spend $100, $200 on it all the time.
Well, some women do now.
Some women do.
Okay, some women spend a lot on their hair.
If it's working for you in that manner, then I can't really hate on it. You know?
Okay, but as a man though, do you have a problem with a woman that
I feel also too that there are some women that don't need it.
Okay.
There are some women that have naturally gorgeous hair but stick all kind of crap in it to change this and purple that and green that, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, because see, it's a protective style. They want to maintain the healthiness of their hair. So when you're adding different hair unto what you're working with already, you can change the texture, the color, you can change the style, you can go long, short, things to that nature. You know, and so with your own hair, a lot of times, especially if you're perming your hair and doing different things to it, your hair is fragile. So then you won't have none. If you're going from, you know, this month you want to go a honey blonde, and then the next month you want to do this right here on some Ron McDonald red.
One thing you can't do is one day coming with your hair all nice and long down to your butt cheeks. Then the next day come in with your hair no longer than your fingertips.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that though?
I mean, if it's gonna be
because there's some sisters rocking them bald heads. I done seen some bald heads that's bad.
I do, but it's a dead giveaway.
Well,
if it's done like them from one
right,
day to the
but we're not. A lot of us aren't trying to elude nobody. A lot of us ain't on no bait and switch type of thing. It ain't about trying to, you know, disguise and all that. It ain't about all that. It's about a matter of style. And what feels comfortable to that woman.
Well, if it feels comfortable, looks comfortable,
then you're all right with it.
I'm all right.
All right. Bottom line. Okay.
You know, because I'm no stylist. You know, like I said before.
As long as it look good. Is that the bottom line?
Yes, as long as it look good.
Okay. Next question. Why do men play so many games?
Maturity, like I say, goes a long way. And it can stem from being mature when you're 15-year-old to not being mature until you're 55 years old. So that's within a person himself.
But why? You're not answering the why.
You know what? I really don't have an answer for that one. Why? You know, there could be many reasons. There could be.
Everything is done out of reason, really, honey. Why do men, think about the question, why do men play so many games?
Well, I figure to see which one that works. I mean, which game works? I mean, is it the game that I can come in and, you know, be with my lip hanging down and soft doggy eyes, or do I have to come in with, you know, my chest pumped out and with a big old ball of socks in my pants?
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, as far as what kind of games?
Games in a relationship, honey.
Oh.
Games in a relationship. Why do men be playing so many goddamn games? Let me see what it look like now. Because that other bacon, that wasn't that.
I put it back in. A few minutes.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, that's better. Want
some more piece of bread?
Yeah, with some
mayo?
Yeah, with some mayo. Please. So why do men play so many games? Why do men play games with women's hearts? You know, having them thinking that they the only one, having them thinking, baby, you know, this, that, I'm gonna call you, or whatever. Why do they play so many games? I don't understand. You as a man can't answer that. Seems like to me you should be able to have an answer.
It's kind of an inferiority complex.
Huh?
It's kind of an inferiority complex. Because a man wants to see what he can conquer. I mean, we're all born with this animalistic state of mind in some kind of sense. So in some kind of way, in some kind of sense, he wants to see what he can conquer.
Okay.
He wants to see what kind of game he can play. What kind of strategy do I have to use to get this person to take off her socks, or get this person to take off her bra, or what kind of game do I have to run to act like I'm getting to her heart, but I'm really not. You know, what kind of, you know, and then I think what happens is whatever works and what don't is filtered in to the brain as certain do's and don'ts. Because there are certain games a man will play that he knows won't work, and there are certain games he will play that he knows it will work to get what I want, but then I got to step back and go on. Well, that's a game played too, across the board. So it stems from a lot of ways of what a person's trying to get after. Are you after a heart? Are you after a car? Are you after money? Are you after a place to stay? Are you after... I mean, there's all kind of games.
So why are they doing that though? Why? There got to be a reason why.
Well, like I said, to conquer or receive or get what he's trying to get.
Oh. Internet dating. How do you feel about internet dating?
Internet dating is, in my opinion, since I know too well, is something that can work for someone that can find that person that's being totally honest online. Mm-hmm. But you gotta remember too, internet dating is like Forrest Gump used to say, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Okay.
So that's the same thing with internet dating. Mm-hmm. Because a person can be on that other end of that typewriter,
okay,
putting all kinds of stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it comes down to it, when it's the final, okay, let's go ahead, let's meet, and then the real smoke clears, and then you see the whole picture. Mm-hmm. So internet dating has its pluses and negatives.
Okay.
And you got to be really, really careful. Mm-hmm. On what you say, who you say it to, what you're putting out there, mm-hmm. Because as of now, these dating services, and as far as like, I mean, it stems from so many that's out there, mm-hmm. That a lot of these people will take advantage of. Some people it works great for them because all they want is is one of those friends with benefits. Mm-hmm. Well, there's people that advertise that day in and day out. Mm-hmm. There's certain things that you can that a person can actually go and know that they can accomplish and get off the internet versus actually doing it in person. Because there's that facade that they're gonna put up and put it on the screen.
Mm-hmm. So in other words, you're meeting the representative.
Yeah.
So do you think people are being honest on the internet?
Not all the time. Not all the time. I mean, you've got the transitional other websites, Facebook and YouTube and all the other ones that are now transitioning over to becoming damn near date site themselves. Mm-hmm. You know, because that's what's been going on lately. Oh, I was met and saw him on Facebook. Oh,
well, one thing about YouTube, you can't see what you can't see.
You can't see now. See, that is the difference.
You can't see the person because on a lot of this internet, you don't know who the hell they is.
Yeah, but then again, it's still being used in the same manner
as a dating service.
Yes, it's still being used.
Right,
as a dating service.
I agree with that. But to me, with the internet dating, You don't know what the fuck you gonna get. A
Like
person
I
is gonna
said.
put all their best shit out. Okay, well I drive whoop de whoop, I work at, and you know people are, one of the biggest lies on the internet is how much people make.
Oh hell yeah.
That's one of the biggest lies that they check on there. I make $56,000 a year, and the nigga ain't doing that, but he driving a forklift and making $875. But he got on there, or a sister will say, well, I work at a law firm, and then come to find out she's a paralegal making, $8 an hour, and she running papers. You know what I'm saying?
It's all of a
you don't know what you gonna get.
It's all a facade. That's like I say. Life is like life is like a box of chocolates. You don't know what they're gonna get. Okay, I'm ready to eat.
Are you for it or against it?
You know what? Tell you the truth. Oh no, we didn't. We left the sliced cheese too.
Are you for it or against it?
I'm kind of like stuck on the fence with it. Because like I said, it has its pluses and it has its negatives. You know, for some people, it's a plus for them because they don't, necessarily feel like getting up and going out, get dressed, and and doing the meet and greet thing. It works better for them to sit there at the screen and type to somebody. But then again, it works better for someone to be out there, in the atmosphere of meeting people face to face.
I think there's a lot of predators online.
There is a lot of predators online, and that has been a main thing.
And I think it's a lot of, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's a lot of opportunists online. People trying to get what they can get. Bait you in and get to know you, and then therefore, a month later on down the line, well, don't it make more sense that we live in the same city as opposed to you living over there and I'm living over here? If we're gonna make this work, we might as well move in together. And shit like that. I think it's a lot of opportunists on there too.
It has its pluses and negatives.
I think women need to key in on that. Well, brothers too, because you don't know what a woman got going on back at the house, and you done brought this chick to your house. You can get robbed, all kind of shit.
Electronic dating to me is very dangerous. It can be very dangerous. Nowadays, with so much going on with these people that get their feelings hurt and go after that person, it's best that you meet that person face to face. You don't necessarily got to go to their home. Pick a place like the park, an open spot where a lot of people is, a little outside patio cafe or something. Don't necessarily say, come on over to my house. Have a meet and greet place. If it don't work, y'all can go about your separate ways. You don't know where that person lives, that person don't know where you live. You can go about your separate place. No harm, no foul. It just didn't work.
Because it can get real dangerous.
It is.
Meeting somebody online, you don't know this motherfucker from nobody. Now you done invited them to your house, to your saving grace. You don't know what the hell this motherfucker liable to do to your ass in the middle of the night. Rob you, take your wallet, take some shit out your house. She know from the start, you know what, this nigga's sex game was whack. I'm finna take some of this nigga's shit and I'm jetting out tomorrow. He ain't gonna see me no more, so let me take this nigga watch and...
Yeah, you won't know where that person come from. It's best to do it in an open spot.
Right.
Someone safe.
Right.
If you don't feel safe, bring a third wheel. Just for the hell of it. Third wheel can always give you a second opinion.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. Okay.